Hey everybody, Kevin here from HumboldtCraftworks. Welcome back. So hopefully you enjoyed that last video I put out about the most awesome drawers ever. There's one sitting right here, but I forgot to add one thing. The finished product when it was all done. So I'm going to show you how all this goes back together and a few little tips on how you should put it back together and what to look for as you're putting it back together. I also noticed that in that video when I was spraying that I had sticks like these guys here going this way, sticking out on both ends, which was causing me to get stuck on the sticks because of overspray. I use cauls most of the time and I set them down like this. I take the drawer and put it over the top. As long as the cauls aren't sticking out or the sticks beyond the sides or the top and bottom of your drawer, they'll stay dry for the whole entire time, and that way you don't have to worry about getting sticker marks on the back, because I saw myself looking and going like this and was like, what am I doing? And I remembered that when I was flipping everything over, that I had a sticker mark up here that had finish on it. I was wiping it off. So I forgot to tell you that too. Sorry. So we're going to talk a little bit about toe kicks. I'm going to tell you the secret about toe kicks, because I just had to go repair a freaking toe kick in a very expensive kitchen that I didn't have time to build, and they're already calling me saying, hey, can you fix this? Because the guy's out of business. So we're going to talk a little bit about toe kicks just because it's fresh in my mind. So a few mistakes people make when they're building toe kicks for cabinets or whatever, furniture, doesn't matter, is they actually attach the toe kick to the base and expect everything to work out. And it doesn't work out that way. So the first thing I'm telling you is leave your toe kicks loose, because you never know what's going to happen. You might have electrical that might have to go through there. You might have a vacuum system that goes under the toe kick, and then they have to, cut out huge holes for vacuum systems or electrical, or water lines got to come out. Something always happens. So I never put the face of the toe kick on until the whole entire project is done, and I just slip it under, and I'm going to show you what it looks like and what to do in this video. Hello. A few tips from Mr. Kevin for all of you out there who want to be cabinet builders or woodworkers or contractors or whatever you want to do. If you're ever going to build a kitchen, I'm going to give you a couple tips right now that are going to save you money. Hand over fist money. All right, so the first tip is if you're ever going to make toe kicks, make them out of solid wood. Don't make them out of 1/4-inch plywood and cheap out, because that's just crap. These get a lot of abuse. You put 1/4-inch in there, and I've seen it before. I've actually had to pull some out and replace it with solid wood. It gets beat up. So solid wood toe kicks, and they'll help you out. Also back bevel them like this, because floors are never flat or level, and you can just take your little planer and just plane off a little bit by hand or belt sand it. If you have it back beveled like this, you got about 1/4 inch of play, and it makes it much easier to scribe it to the floor so you have a huge gap. If you have a 3-inch toe kick, make your toe kicks 1/8 of an inch smaller, so you can just slide right in after the whole thing's installed without having to force it in there, because that's another good thing. And when they're beveled like this also, you can also slide them into place much easier because it's not square. Toe kicks. So I'm going to go over something right here. It's super quick and super easy to do. Going to save you all sorts of time later on. It might take about a couple extra minutes when you're unstaging your doors and drawer fronts and all that. But when you go to install, it's going to save you hours. You'll be like, what the hell is he talking about now? So if I had one thing to tell myself when I was younger, is when I first started out this business, is to make sure that when you take the hardware off all of your doors and drawer fronts and everything like that, before you put them away, label what door they came from, top, bottom, and middle, because I didn't do that when I was younger, and it took so long to get this stuff back together, because I've adjusted these hinges for the opening for whatever door this is, and that's what it's for. But if you put this on another door or another cabinet, it might not be the same. It probably won't be the same, and you'll spend hours trying to get all your doors set after you've already done it once in the shop. So usually what I do is I'll take my handles, even handles, because they don't drill, handles aren't always drilled the same. I had that butcher block that I did for this job, and it was not drilled right at all. So this is the left. All right, this is the sink door, this is the left. I'm just labeling all the parts here right now. It doesn't take but a few minutes to put a thing on it. This is the left handle for the door, and this is the sink left. So I'm gonna write in here left. With my doors, I know this is the bottom because it's 3 inches and the top is 2. So left, I'm gonna write in here sink, because that's what this is. And then when I do these hinges, which came out of here, I'm going to put left sink on each one, and I'm going to put T and B, top and bottom. And that's it. And that way I know exactly where they go, because that's where I pulled them out of. Or you can do any hieroglyphic you want. You can call them whatever the hell you want. All right, once I label it, I'm putting it in there. You don't have to label the screws, because that would just be silly. But this is left sink, so L with a circle around it for me, left, and I write sink on it. And then I'm going to write bottom, B-O-T. All right, that way I know exactly where this came from. And when I go to pull it out of the pile, I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. And I won't have to adjust the damn door, which takes longer to do than just what I just did. Okay, so there you go. For all you young woodworkers out there, you just learned something. All right, you're welcome. Back at the drawers. So if you ever get a little overspray on your drawers, which always happens because you're spraying a drawer and it's got 4 sides. What? It actually has 8 sides. Overspray gets everywhere. If you find yourself finding that it's a little rough on top and you don't like it, go get yourself a little brown paper bag and wipe it off. Brown paper bag is like the #1 thing to make things smooth. The only thing I don't do is the drawer front itself. I like it grippy. Everything else I just wipe down with a brown paper bag. Super quick and easy. And that way if the client happens to actually grab one of these drawers when it's sitting on the ground, they're like, oh man, that's nice and smooth. That's another tip from Mr. Kevin. Brown paper bag, rosin paper works really well. Wipe it down a little bit, super smooth. Everything feels wonderful, and life is good again. Another tip from Mr. Kevin about building drawers and making them the most awesome drawers ever. You can spray the most awesome drawers ever. You can build the most awesome drawers ever. When it comes down to it, if your drawers got overspray all over the place and your client feels them and it feels like a rough corn cob, that's not good. So use the brown paper bag to make everything better. Nice and smooth and beautiful. And there you go. It really works. Trust me. Check it out. Try it. All right, so we're back to our beautiful drawers. We've wiped them down because there was a little overspray on them with the brown paper bag, and we're all happy because they're all beautiful and smooth. Now we're going to put the pre-finished bottoms in and assemble them. Here. Yes. So these are all the bottoms right here. And everything is labeled. I label all of my drawers right here. So this is the drawer. This is the front of the drawer on the very bottom. This one says R stove mid. So we're going to come over here and look for these. This is R stove bottom. This says R stove mid. This is the bottom that's going in here. It has the label right on the very bottom, and I can tell what side is what because it has 3 screw holes in here, which get screwed into this back. Those 3 holes there will match up with these guys right here. Now, slides in like that. Sometimes you gotta push forward with your hands in here because it's 1/4-inch plywood and it doesn't like to get in its hole sometimes. Also, you can take it and give it a love tap, pushing the inside here. There you go. Beautifully flush. Nice and flush, it's beautiful. And there it goes. Removable bottom. It's the best thing invented by man since they invented water or bread.
Really?
Not really. It's very cool though. Okay, so we have that in there. Now what we're gonna do, now we have our box of goodies. Our box of goodies. So this says R stove mid. Well, this is R stove bottom. We don't need that one, but we are gonna need it shortly. R stove bottom, R stove mid. And here they are. So these are the locks. They only go in one direction. So we know that's good. The other thing we need are these screws that go in the back here. These are a regular drill driver, and we're just going to start with the middle one. And I have this clutch to about 13, and that seems to be okay. This might not still be square. We're going to check it before we attach the locks to it. Okay. There's a couple things we do when we are post-assembling drawers. We check it for square to make sure it's square because it was square when I built it. And then after that, once we get this done, yeah, it's totally square. So I checked this to make sure it was square before I put these screws in the first time I built it. And that's pretty damn good. So when we're post-assembling, we check for square. Once we do that, then we're going to put our locks in place, which we have tons of screws for in here. So we have all of our handles that are labeled. We're going to use all of those. Every single one of our locking things all has a label on it. It sounds like a waste of time until you go to put all this stuff back together, and then it's not. Itchy palm. My grandma used to tell me that means you're coming into money. Money, please. All right, so now we're going to take all these little 1/2-inch screws. I'm going to screw in the locking parts because those have already been in too, and we know exactly where they go. Screw them in by hand. Do not use a driver. Even if it's clutched lightly, you can strip them out, and you don't want to do that. I Vicks bitted each one of these. I used the self-centering bit. I used the 5/32 bit. The one that I broke, because I tried using that and I hit a pocket screw. Broke the damn thing out. All right, so the next thing we do after this, see how noisy that is? Well, what we do is we take hot glue and we put a little hot glue all the way around the edges, and that'll make it quiet. A little hot glue. Very thin on the sides here. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't want to come out. All right, the reason I do that is I lock the drawer bottom in, which is good, plus it makes it more dead. Makes you feel like you're working with spider webs. There it is, the whole kit and caboodle done. That's the drawer bottom. I never had to finish that at all. We sprayed all these 8 sides in one shot. We did it twice and sanded in between, but still, this is a much cleaner look. There's no runs, drips, sags, or errors. It's just, there it is. And your eyes will thank you, your face will thank you, your clothes, your hair won't be caked in finish. Removable bottom. It's the whole key to the whole 9 yards. It's the key to life. Oh my God. Not really, but it's a key to healthier and happier drawer building. I'm telling you, 95% of the people I know that are in the same business I am buy their drawers online because they don't want to finish them or build them. And I like building drawers. I like it a lot. All right, everybody. Well, there you go. Hopefully that was helpful to somebody. I always have things running through my brain all the time. Oh, this would help people out. I wish I would have known this when I was younger. I wish I would have done this 20 years ago, because it would have saved me time and money, headaches and nightmares. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help people out here. If you're new to woodworking and you want to learn something, you might not get everything I'm talking about. It might go right over your head and you might just think I'm annoying. That's okay. I am annoying. Yeah, I know it, but I don't care. I do this for a living. I've been doing it for over 30 years as a contractor. For the last 15, I've been woodworking since I was in my early 20s for a job, a real job. Traveled around the world, installed massive millwork packages all over the freaking world. And I've learned a lot. And I'm just trying to share that with all of you. All right, everybody. Well, there you go. Hopefully that was helpful to some of you. I know it doesn't pertain to the whole woodworking crowd, but I usually film what I'm working on as I'm working on it, and things come to me, and I was like, oh, I write it down on a hunk of paper. Oh, we should talk about this because that'll really help people out. I'm here to help you out the best I can. So the next video we have coming out, I think, is 2 identical spice racks that sit over a refrigerator and a little tiny refrigerator cabinet that pull out. I use drawer glides the wrong way, and little tiny spice racks that the customer wanted. She wanted made out of wood. They kind of look like little bridges when you pull them out, but they're made of Peruvian walnut, curly walnut, and curly maple. And they look kind of cool. They're fun to make, and we'll go over all that and more, I'm sure, because you know me, I can never stop talking. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and we're going to disappear behind this here thing right here. And here we go. Goodbye. Guess where I'm at? I'm right here. See ya. Yeah, these people are stupid. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later.
Subscribe now.
Doors? What is this? I think this is a door because it has hinges. What do you guys think? My daddy told me it was a door. All right. So for all of you, if you've ever hung doors, I got to get the whole thing together, don't I? I just can't skip around like this. Oh dear. If I had a brain, I would be smart. Where's this one? Why isn't this one going in the hole? There it is. I don't know. Those fucking things are weird. Oh my God, did I do this to the other ones too? I'm getting hungry. Kevin's getting punchy. Couldn't figure out why the hole was not lining up with the other hole. Well, I put them in backwards. I reversed them. One simple little step will save you hours of frustration and a lifetime of just headaches.